Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Wednesday, June the 6th, and welcome to our video commentary. Well, we had primaries yesterday in the United States, something like 8 states. The big one, of course, was California for a lot of reasons, not only because it's the biggest state, but because the Democrats were hoping to use California as the launching pad, really, for taking over the House in 2018. And it really didn't work out the way they had planned it. The idea was that they were going to target 6 or 7 districts where they could flood the primary with Democrat candidates, and in the end, have 2 Democrats as number 1 and number 2 in these districts, and therefore that would shut out the incumbent Democrat from running in that particular district. It really didn't turn out that way at all. Most of the Republican incumbents did well, and in many cases they were over 50%, suggesting that they have a pretty good chance of being reelected. Another interesting thing that came out of California was the governor's race, where the Republican came in at number 2. Now, the odds, of course, are that Mr. Newsom, the lieutenant governor, is going to win in November. Obviously, you would have to say that he is the odds-on favorite to win. The Republican, Mr. Cox, though, is a pretty good candidate. And if he can somehow get the people of California to focus on what is happening in their state, the quality of life, the crime, the cost of doing business, the cost of rent, the fact that people are looking like crazy to get out of California. I mean, California is not doing well as a state. And I think that if you can focus people on that and get them away from identity politics and all these other things that Democrats do, if you can focus on pocketbooks, taxes, and the economy, I think Mr. Cox has a pretty good chance of giving Mr. Newsom a very good fight. Now, again, you have to say that Mr. Newsom is probably going to win. But Mr. Cox, I think, is going to put on quite a fight, and he's going to fight for the job, something that we have not seen in quite some time. A Republican is willing to fight for the job. But as far as the Congress and the Democrat strategy of shutting out Republicans, it really didn't work out. It didn't work out as they had planned it. It doesn't look to me like they're going to pick up the 6 or 7 or 10 seats that they thought they would pick up in California, combined, of course, with other places. So that particular strategy didn't work well for the Democrats, and who knows? Who knows what's going to happen in the governor's race? Again, I would have to say that Mr. Cox is the underdog, but he's a pretty good candidate, and he has a pretty good point and a pretty good message about the quality of life and taxes and so on in California. So we're going to keep an eye on California and see what happens, but it's certainly going to be competitive, I believe, in the race for governor, and that's good for the people of California. Well, if this is your birthday today on June 6th, have a wonderful day. You can watch all of these videos over at YouTube, at Twitter, at my blog. Have a great day. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.